When it comes to presenting or public speaking, sometimes it helps to adopt a kind of performance persona. This isn't like acting a character. It's more like finding a different gear within your own personality. It might sound a bit false, but it's actually a natural part of human interaction. It's something we do subconsciously every day when we interact with different groups. It's a concept called code switching, which basically means using different vocal styles, body language, or interactive forms, depending on our situation, to help facilitate communication. Imagine you're talking to a young kid, how your voice and physicality might be. Now imagine speaking to a police officer. Would you speak the same way, with the same energy, to a kid and a cop equally? Probably not. Some people might, especially if they want to spend the night in jail. But most of us naturally switch our interactive styles instantly and subconsciously. We speak differently with friends compared to our parents or guardians, differently between a doctor or a bartender. These are not acted changes in our behaviour. They are very much a part of our daily interactive code. Behaviours that try to find common ground between people. Code switching could be thought of as a type of empathy that helps us genuinely interact as needed. The reason that this switching feels genuine is because we have practiced these changes thousands of times as we have interacted in our lives over years and years without even knowing it. It's a basic human social skill. So when it comes to actively trying to get a presentation across, what type of code switch persona might be useful? Can we choose or create a persona? Practice is important, but practice what and how? Well, try practicing being heroic. This isn't as dramatic or extreme as it sounds. Being the hero or heroine just means stepping up actively to make the best of a situation. Heroes are not perfect, but they do try to improve what's occurring. They are positive forces for change. There can be many flavours of hero or heroine, but the key is that they are active. They have agency, a belief in their capacity to act, to make choices, and to exert control over their actions to achieve goals. So, how to bring out that persona in us? Well, you could find small behaviours that feel heroic in your everyday life and understand and amplify them. Put someone else's litter in the bin. Make way for someone who's in a rush. Rescue a snail from being trodden on. This might help you. It certainly helps the snail. But the risk is that you end up like Batman, roaming the streets at night, fighting crime. So instead, we can use a bit of imagination. Think of it like this. A key quality of a hero or heroine is to be active. If you are actively choosing to do a positive thing, standing up to improve your situation, you're being heroic. You might not feel it, but making positive changes to improve yourself positively impacts the world. You are a part of this world. So any improvement you make to yourself also makes improvements in a small but true amount to the rest of the planet. If you are truly helping, you are being heroic. And here's the best thing. If you're nervous, but do it anyway, you're also brave. That's another heroic quality. You might not feel brave, but you are. You cannot fake bravery. If you do the thing, you are brave. If you are scared but do the thing anyway, you are brave. If you're worried about getting involved somewhere, about public speaking, or just about having a conversation, know that the action of you standing there is a brave action. And that is a heroic quality. You are a hero in that moment. And with every passing practice of that heroism, with every step you make towards being more active, you will find it easier to subconsciously code switch into that persona, so that adopting those qualities becomes as natural to you as speaking to a friend. So, now that we have something to aim at, how can we practice? Start by working on your performance basics. breath control, speech rhythm, and emphasis. Then try memorizing a poem or some lyrics, and try delivering them in different ways. Next, record yourself and see if you're doing what you intend to do. Don't be too harsh on yourself in recordings. Recordings are not the real you, just a two-dimensional reflection. But if you are very bothered about seeing yourself recorded, look into learning about lighting a scene. As often, the only reason that we feel we look bad is because of less than ideal lighting. Next, see if you can find someone to speak the poem to. A family member, mentor, or a friend is probably best. If you don't have the opportunity or desire to speak to others, then you can always try using your imagination to picture yourself in the setting you require. Imagination is also useful for planning bigger or more complicated presentations. Using your imagination can be a really valuable way to practice. You can take your imagination with you anywhere you need to go, and you never need Wi-Fi or a subscription to use it. I tend to use imaginative visualization to help me plot out where I'm going to walk, what I'm going to do, what sort of energy I'm going to have, and where the camera or audience might be. I'm less likely to be thinking, they'll laugh here or they'll ask a question there. I more concentrate on controlling what I can in myself rather than second-guessing what others will do. I wait until I'm actually in front of people and actively listen to their responses or feel their reactions rather than guessing. Control what you can in yourself and be ready to listen to the response. When I was starting out creating this set of videos, one of the trickiest things I encountered was what kind of energy I wanted to present. What sort of persona would I want to come across as? Eventually, I settled on just trying to be as transparent and truthful as I could. But I'll try to be a bit more heroic on this next bit of text. Working on your personal skills is not a one-size-fits-all journey. Every individual has a unique path in their lives. Different people have different needs and different skills, and we all have our own backgrounds and experiences. It's a bit too bombastic for this point in the script, and not really the energy I'm going for in these videos. But if I was selling a product or giving a suitable, probably quite short speech, I'd consider using it. Don't force yourself to feel like you're being heroic. It won't be a good result. Also, heroes shouldn't really be forcing anyone to do anything. We want to be subtle and truthful. Don't act. Don't pretend, just do and be. Shakespeare understood that persona shifts are a natural part of us. He also understood that personas change over time, commenting that all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. And poet John Donne knew that we're all in this together, connected and interactive, saying that no man is an island entire of himself. Every man is a piece of a continent, a part of the main. At this point, I was going to talk about using emotions to manipulate an audience. But I think it's a red herring when it comes to personal presentation and communication. In the next episode, we will look at emotive language when scripting a message. But emotional manipulation as a performance technique is more related to true character acting, where you are choosing sets of emotional behaviors to influence others. Performative emotional manipulation is kind of like the dark side of communication, if you're using it in your everyday life rather than for true acting. But there is something that's important to know about emotions when delivering your message. If you don't understand your own personal emotions, they will control you. When interacting with others, if the conversation gets emotionally heated, those emotions can get in the way of your message and meaning. People will remember how you made them feel rather than the content of your words. Try to understand your emotions. Don't deny them. When you feel you understand them appropriately, Consider as they come up in you whether you want to lean into them or back away from them. Which approach is more likely to get your message across? That's a question that only you can answer in that moment. The answer to which often changes depending on who you're talking with or when you're talking to them. Taking steps towards positive change is a brave action. Not everyone will understand or agree. That's their journey. Seeds can't grow on hard rock, but rocks weather with time, and eventually all rocks can become sand, where some seeds can grow. Some people are like rocks, not ready for growth yet. Often, true communication just takes time. Don't bang your head against rocks. Of course, most people aren't rocks. Just make sure you don't hurt yourself on those that are. Finally, don't get stuck trying to be the hero. The key to code switching is flexibility. It is code switching, not code rigidity. There are many personas you could adopt, not least of all being the persona that's the truest version of yourself. Take each day as it comes. Use the tools I have given you in previous videos to help develop your skills, and seek out other teachers and techniques that speak to you. You are already on the hero's journey. Your hero's journey. Just take it one step at a time.